Sam from United People's TV, here to preview the upcoming game this weekend against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. So we've got Younes from 100% Chelsea. Cheers for coming in, mate.
No worries.
How you doing?
Not
After
bad.
another draw.
Yeah.
You're kind of playing like United were at the start of the season. Well, not the start of the season, we've had so many draws this year. 0-0 draws as well.
Yeah.
We made that our speciality at one point. Is that a good or a bad thing for you at the moment?
It's a bit of both. It's a bit of both because we're looking to win games and we have nothing to lose, so we should be giving it everything, but we're not.
Why not?
I think it's just fear of losing. I think Hiddings just scared that if we do go all out, we'll bottle it, and we can't afford to lose more as we've already done.
Well, you can really, because now it doesn't really matter if you finish 10th or 16th.
You want to see us relegated. That's a given.
Well, no, that's as much as we would all love that, that's not going to happen. We all know that. No. So why, if you're 13th, so we just say, you know what, fuck it. Why are you not doing that?
Honestly, I think obviously Hiddings going to be up at Chelsea up until the end of the season, and then he's gone regardless. Yeah. So I think for his reputation and just to steer the ship as much as he can, just avoid losing by all costs. I think that's what he's trying to do.
So do you think that's how Chelsea are going to approach this game? You're going to be... It sounds like you're going to be chasing the draw.
I hope not. We're at home. We have a great record against United recently anyway. We should be going out there and trying to win, trying to turn this season around somehow.
But you're saying should, because you do not expect it to?
I've got doubts. I've got doubts that it's got 0-0 written all over it.
So you don't take that 0-0 away at Watford and say, it fills me with a bit of confidence. You're saying it's another draw. Oh, we've got United next.
Well, the only good thing for this game is that you guys have been, recently off form up until the Stoke game, where you played really, really well. But before that, I think your theory is right. I think Van Gaal's been putting half-time bets.
Half-time bets on 0-0 and then Hiddings like, you know what, that's a good idea. He followed Van Gaal, taking over the Dutch job, and that bollocks him up, and now he's doing the same with the 0-0s.
Exactly.
For the first time in quite some time, I'm heading into a Man United game with some real confidence.
Really?
Real confidence. I mean, that wasn't just a win over Stoke. It was... The football was absolutely top draw. It's what United have been asking for all season. It's just... Van Gaal gave possession up. Stoke had more possession than us, and that is so against Van Gaal's philosophy and process. Yeah. He's had so much of that stagnant possession that has led to nowhere. And because Stoke had the ball, they pushed us. And when they pushed us, they left high-pressing defenders, balls over the top, space everywhere. You probably won't do that because you're at home. You'll keep much more discipline with your shape, more so than Stoke will. So I do think you'll sit a little bit deeper. But I do hope that's how we play against you. I want us to hit on the counter because we've got genuine pace in Martial and Lingard.
Big time.
Rooney's now back among the goals. And as long as we play right midfield, we've got more attacking threat than you do. Even though you've got your Willian, Oscar, Hazard and Costa, you've got some great players on there. They've all been underperforming this season. And unlike United in the last two games, you haven't shown really much sign of turning it around. That win against Arsenal was vintage Chelsea away performance, as far as I know in recent years. But you didn't carry that on. So the momentum from that's been lost a bit. And we did that after Liverpool. Yeah. We scraped out a 1-0 win at Anfield and then go and lose 1-0 at home to Southampton. So there's been a false dawn for us quite a few times this season. But I just can't see past Martial ripping your defence to shreds. I think Zuma's probably going to be put on the same side as Martial. I think he's going to be the hardest one for him to get past.
Yeah, for sure.
Ivanovic is going to be... Maybe you won't even play Ivanovic. Yeah, he's crap, isn't he now? His head's not in the game. And I do think you're going to really focus on Martial. And as I said in the tactical preview, you can watch that again, or you can watch that over on 100% Chelsea. We'll leave a link in the description. I think you concentrating on Martial could be an asset for us. If we do well and we focus on giving our strength to the other players, then it's going to be our game to win. What's your prediction?
I think, no, you make a really good point. I think United will want to sit back and hit that counter. And as much as we would want to do the same, normally that would be our strength. Normally defensively we're great, we're solid. Yeah. So we can afford to sit back and invite pressure and then hit the counter. This season, every time we do that, we panic and we bottle it. Simple as that. So doing that, I do reckon Chelsea will start with Hazard.
Yeah.
I reckon Hiddink might actually start Hazard this time and just go all-out attack. If he does do that, though, yes, we're giving ourselves great chances to score, as we can. Our attacking force for, our midfield three, along with Diego Costa, are looking a bit more promising than the start of the season.
Yeah.
If we do that, I still think defensively we can get caught out by you guys. You guys do have quality players, Martial, Mata, who we know really well.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm wary. And I do know you guys can pose that danger, but it's important for us to get that first goal, I reckon.
Give me your prediction.
I can see it being exactly how it was at Old Trafford. Do you remember that game?
I hope not.
just Van Gaal putting on that halftime bet, Hiddink going, yeah, you know what, that's a great idea, let's do the same, and 0-0. But I do think if Hazard does start, which he hasn't done recently, if he does start, we can nick a 1-0. We're at home.
Yeah, but come on, Hazard's been shit this season. He really has.
He has, but for the Watford game, when he came on for 15 minutes, everyone was, all of us.
It didn't make that much of a difference, it was 0-0.
Well, he made a big difference in terms of chances and how we were approaching the game, because Watford were dominating us. First half was all Watford.
Yeah.
Second half, we started to pose a bit more of a threat. Hazard came on and changed the game. It was all us for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If he'd come on earlier, we might have won. And I think against United, Hazard probably needs to start for us to pose some sort of threat.
Well, let's hope not. I mean, for me, it's all about Anthony Martial right now. The man who was a waste of money is now by far and away one of the hottest prospects in Europe. He was when he came, that's why we signed him for X amount of money. It was eye-watering at the time, but against Ivanovic, I can't wait to see that. I hope it's Ivanovic and Terry on one side, because Martial will floor both of them. My prediction, I think both teams will score. I'm going 2-1. Let me know your predictions in the comments below. Make sure you check 100% Chelsea out for the game. We've got a couple of videos together. I also go through 5 reasons why we will beat Chelsea at the weekend.
And I'll go through 5 why we won't.
Well, no,
or why they won't.
We had to give him the video in return, even though it's just all going to be bollocks. But as always, give the video a like, people. Subscribe to United People's TV, and we'll see you at Stamford Bridge on Sunday. Cheers for coming on, mate.
No worries.
We've had deadline day, but now, can you hear this? Silence. Bit of transfer silence. No more rumours. We're back to business. Robbie, you say it the best. Go on.
Back to business.
No, you say it properly. Back to
business.
There we go. That's what I can't say stuff like that in that tone. There you go. It's now we're back to business.